Hermit ducks and blessed Letha to everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've got a nice big mug of coffee like I have. Yeah, how is everybody doing? It's lovely to see so many people here already and waiting. It's always nice to take a look at the chat that's happening as I get here and put myself in the zone. Anyway, let's do our usual hellos and welcomes. So Vicky was in first, Luna Lit, nice to see you. And then Abigail and Marilyn. We've got the lovely Jazzy Frazzle. I never know, Jazz, I nearly called you by your name, whether you want to call me to use your first name or not. Some people don't like it, and that's why they have a kind of like a YouTube name. So please know when I say Jazzy Frazzle, I do know who you are, but unless I know you're happy for me to use your first name. And then we've got Anne and Anna. Nice to see you both. The lovely Elder Moon and Robin and Bonnie. We have Golden, hello. Elspeth is here, hello. And Raymond Song, hello. Nikki T, hello Nikki, how are you? And Maharet, nice to see you. Moran, hi Moran. We also have Tina and Donna and Nancy. We have Michael J. Auger, how are you? The lovely Kathy is here, and Heather, Abigail, Will, hi Will, Tammy Pie, happy belated birthday Tammy Pie. It was Tammy Pie's birthday this week, so hope you had a lovely time. We have B, hi B. We have Raven Glands, hello. Sliding Doors, hello. Sliding Doors, if I remember rightly, that's the lovely Judy. I'm getting better at trying to remember names. Gently Living Out Loud, hello. That's the lovely Ellen. This is a real good sort of memory test, isn't it? Larch, hello. Adam's here, hello. We have our Chris. Hi Chris, how are you doing? I thought it was Spotlight tonight. Yeah, so last week, I think Cheryl had just left, and I'm like, I think next week is Spotlight, but I spoke to her in the week and I mentioned it on, I think the last video I did, just saying that Cheryl is without internet and until Monday. And actually, she said it's a good job we put it back because of that. But also, I think she's been waiting on a few decks that she wants to include. So it will be in 2 weeks, because next week I'm on a trip. I'm going to the seaside. First time this year. Where did I get up to? I got up to Chris, didn't I? Either is fine, says Jazzy. Jared, hello. I've not seen you for a while. Hope you're doing okay. The lovely Caroline, hello. Jennifer, Tony, Ferdiad, hello. Just in for my solstice ritual, sunny in London. So it's sunny now, but I went for my early, like 5:45 a.m. walk, and it rained, but it was a light summer rain, and I just put my hood up on my hoodie, and we were fine. And it's kind of been raining off and on all day, but it's nice now. Ollie, just making sure I've not gone past anyone. Forever Wear After. Oh well, Chris is calling you Jasmine, so I'll call you Jasmine now then. And he said either's fine. MA, hello MA. And Silky, David, don't forget the lovely David. How could we forget the lovely David? Usually always the first to comment on one of my videos when it goes up, and I know that everything's fine, because I get panicky because I do my videos on my phone. So I upload them, and then when I know that they've played all right, because I've been quite out before where there's been a corrupted file or no sound or something, I know to then delete it. And David's usually there saying, you know, like this deck or enjoyed this, and I think that means I can delete my video now. So thank you, David. It's better to have spotlight after my payday. Tempest, and have I missed anyone? Oh, Sandra's here. Hi, Sandra. I think, English Witch, hello. And I think I've caught up. If I haven't, then hello, and sorry that I missed you. It's jumping quite a bit, yeah. So Blessed Letha, I mean, tomorrow is obviously, tomorrow is the Solstice, but Letha is from the 20th to the 22nd. So yeah, Blessed Letha to everybody. I moved my wheel this morning and did my little ritual, which was nice when I got back in from my walk. What is anybody else doing anything? I know Ferdiad's just been out, but anybody doing anything for the solstice or for the Sabbat? Indigo, hello, nice to see you. I remember your old comparison video to the Enchanted Tarot, Zerna Faber. Will you be checking out the new edition as well? Another new edition? There was one last year, and I got that and did a comparison. I think I've got 3 or 4 versions, because Sandra was able to find me as a gift a mini one from years ago that I'd been trying to get for a long time. It's super hot here in Barcelona, like 30. Wow. Still planning on coming to Barcelona next year, Adam. It's on my list. 97 to 109 in Northern California. Wow. Hot in Holland as well. France is 44 degrees right now. I don't know what the temperature is. I mean, like I say, we've got clouds. The sun is kind of coming in and out, but I do Fahrenheit. I know I'm not with it. You see, I grew up with Imperial, and then I was in America, and by the time I come back, everybody was talking Celsius, and I'm like, I'm sticking with Fahrenheit. I know what I am. Someone says to me it's 30 degrees. I think, ooh, freezing. But they're all like, oh, it's 30 degrees. It's 71 at the moment, 71 degrees in Nottingham, and cloudy, as you can see. Cloudy, we've got clouds all the way through. So yeah, the week ahead don't look great. We've got Wednesday with sunshine, but not brilliant. Heather's doing a little ritual tonight. That's good. They try straight away. Wow, Adam. We have something called Fête de la Musique in France every year to celebrate the solstice. Basically music on stage popping up in all the cities of France. How lovely. Are you going to any, Moran? Sometimes we have something called Splendor, which is a big open air festival, music festival. And sometimes if the wind is in the right direction, I can open my windows and hear it. It's down at Woollerton Hall. I've taken you there, Sandra, to Woollerton Hall. It's the stately home where they filmed Batman Returns. And it's a deer park as well. Marina's doing a ritual this evening, writing on a bay leaf and burning it. Sounds good. So, yeah. Another thing that I did want to mention, because how can I not mention it living here in Nottingham? So many of you will have seen the news this week that Major Oak, the world's most famous oak tree, has sadly died which is really gutting. And yes, I know it's the circle of life, nothing lasts forever. But you just don't imagine a tree that's over 1,000 years old dying in your lifetime, I suppose. And I just got so many memories. It's literally up the road a fair bit, but the road that goes past here is the A60, and you just come out of here, get onto the A60 in front of this building and follow it all the way to get to Edwinstowe, which is the little village to where it is. And yeah, so I mean, as you know, we're at midsummer. Midsummer. We're at the start of summer, and Major Oak failed to produce any leaves this year for the first time. So experts were called in, and I'm going to say she, was pronounced dead this week, which is horrible. And I've got so many memories I can remember as a kid, because now if you go, and you know, Major Oak isn't going anywhere yet. It will just decay over time and eventually become unsafe. So probably will then have to be taken down. But for the next few years, you know, it will still be there. And I do remember in recent years going and seeing it propped up and thinking, oh, it's really sad. But, you know, still beautiful green leaves. And I can remember as a kid, before it was fenced off, because now as a tourist attraction in the middle of Sherwood Forest, you go and you stand and you can't go up to it because they wanted to preserve the tree for as long as possible. But you could go into the tree, and I can remember going into the tree. And yeah, so I wanted to share a little clip from when Sandra and I went to Sherwood Forest, if it will do this. Just to show you, this was just a couple of years ago, how green and beautiful it was. So here's Major Oak. It's gorgeous. I can remember as a child, it must be the other side, being able to go inside Major Oak. That was in the 70s when I was a kid. Didn't have all these props holding it up. So gorgeous. And then obviously, you know, just a couple of years later, this was taken this week. You know, there's not a single leaf on any branches, which is just really, really sad. And then just for nostalgia, I wanted to show this picture, which was taken from 1885, and that's the opening on the other side where I can remember going in and playing inside Major Oak. And then, you know, it was such a special moment to think that, because the legend was that was where Robin Hood and his band of merry men would hide inside Major Oak. Whether that's true or not, whether Robin Hood is even true or not, is up for debate, isn't it? But you know, it's just really sad, because it's part of my kind of upbringing and my childhood, and I've been many times as an adult as well, the most recent there with Sandra. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of mark Major Oak's passing, and you know, just mention and you know, it is sad, and yes, it is the cycle of life, as I said, but it doesn't make it any less upsetting to hear that Major Oak is, you know, not alive anymore. Let's have a look at some of the comments that are coming in. Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. Clearing out your house. Clearing out the house. Are you moving? Or just having a spring clean? I loved Wollerton Hall. Yeah, Wollerton Hall is a great place. Nottingham is cool. I've seen it in the film with Julia Roberts. The film with Julia Roberts? I'll have to look that up. I didn't know Julia Roberts had done a film in Nottingham. Simon took me there. I'm so glad I got to see him when he was alive. That's so sad. Condolences. Oh, I've not seen Grumpy Old Crone's tribute. It's jumped. I find it upsetting when trees are concerned, especially ancient ones like Major Oak. Yeah, it was sad when we went to see Gog and Magog in Glastonbury, wasn't it? Because one of those had died as well, you know, and wasn't that they like 800 years or something like that? You see, outside Major Oak, there is a plaque that says Major Oak is believed to be between 800 and 1,100 years old. But the reports today, where I got that photograph from that I showed you, this one, is from a local newspaper called The Chad. And that's reporting that Major Oak was 1,200 years old. But, you know, whatever the age, I think it's safe to say it was around 1,000 years, because if the top reports are 1,200 and the heritage site is saying between 800 and 1,100, we know it's ancient anyway. And then you imagine what, you know, what Sherwood Forest and this area would have looked like 1,000 years ago, you know, before the Battle of Hastings, before 1066. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Can they not preserve the tree somehow, even though it's dead? I think there are some saplings from it. So we might have Son of Major Oak and things like that. But, you know, a bit like when you go to Glastonbury and there's the, oh gosh, it's gone out of my head. What's the tree called, Sandra? That's the Holy Thorn. That there's little Holy Thorn trees scattered about that is from an offcut from the original Holy Thorn, which was also destroyed. What is it like inside? All I remember, Vicky, is just gnarly, and there was lots of rough and smooth bits. I can remember that, because obviously people would be rubbing it on the inside, so it did have like those smooth bits, but there was gnarly bits. And it went up, I mean, I was little, but it felt like the hollow bit went up quite a way, that you could look up a fair bit. But film, do they think Notting Hill is Nottingham? Oh, possibly, yeah, Notting Hill. No, Notting Hill is a borough of London. So that's down in London. I wondered if they thought Julia Roberts was in Batman Returns, but it was Anne Hathaway, that because she went into flares when they were filming. It was in all the papers here that Anne Hathaway was partying in flares, which is a 1970s style. It's not even open anymore, but it was a 1970s style nightclub. The local city halls should place plaques on ancient trees all around the world explaining their age. Yeah, I agree, Adam. Is that the tree in Bonestone and Earthflesh? Do you know? I don't know. I could have a look. We could have a look at it and see if, and then then I'll do the my video for the, not my video, but subject for the week. Do you know, I don't even know if I've used Bonestone and Earthflesh yet. I got this because I sold my original. It's still in order. haven't used it. Unless anybody knows if it is or not. And which card was it? Oh, the Fool. I mean, it might be inspired by, and the Fool links to the world, doesn't it? Coming out the other side. I mean, it's an oak with a hollow, but whether it is or not, Fallen World, yeah. I'll just have a quick look in the book. A look in the book. For spirit seeks its space, advice you interpret or the reader. It doesn't say. No, it doesn't mention whether it's based on major oak or not. I mean, neither Anna or Avalon are from the UK, so I'd be surprised if it was, but it certainly looks like it. I don't see why they can't have any saplings. Yeah. Hi Hen, nice to see you. Let's put that back there. Oh, I'll do it afterwards. I got the patience to deal with my deck collection at the minute. I've got a pile here to do the what I'm going to be talking about. So it's halfway through the year. We're at Letha, and I mean, technically I should perhaps do it next week, but with not being here, I'm at the seaside. I thought now would be a good time at the midway part through the year to look at what are the standout decks for me so far this year. Now, in the past, and of course it will happen again, every December I always do, right back from 2017 when I started a channel, my top 10 decks of the year. And every year I say, oh, this year's going to be so hard because there's so many great decks. And of course, the challenge that I put myself under is really hard because of the amount of great decks. So this is kind of like touching base and saying, because we're at the halfway point, I'm going to have a look back on the decks that I've got. Now, what I will say is, it's the decks that I have done walkthroughs of, because I don't keep a list. I keep my libib, but some have gone in, some have gone out, some I forgot to scan. And so I thought the only way I can do it is go back to the beginning of the year and go through, because most decks I do a walkthrough of. What might not be included, and one of you might say, well, what about so-and-so? I might have shown a deck during a Cuppa catch-up in cards and not listed it in the title or something like that. So there might be more. But you might be amazed to know that so far this year, and I'm not counting Oracle or anything else, you know, because I've got all the Bouchette decks like the Crystal and the Altar cards and all that sort of stuff. I'm just talking purely tarot. So far this year, there's been 111 tarot decks come into my collection. And if you think we're halfway through the year, only 5 of them potentially could make it into the end of the year top 10, which fills me with dread. So I thought, well, there's no kind of rules for this other than I'm just going to choose the standout decks for me out of them. And there are 15 that I'm going to share with you, 15 standout decks. And I guess the question is, will any of these 15 still be there in December? Because what's coming in the next 6 months? What if there's another 111 decks? Then how will I do it? But I want you to play along as well. So I'll just go to my notes. What I want to do is kind of go through what the rules I've kind of put in place for myself. So my criteria rather than rules, I suppose. So these are decks received in 2026, not necessarily published in 2026. This is not a ranking. So these are just my standout decks. The ranking, if I decide to rank, will be at the end of the year when I do my top 10 decks of 2026. And I think last year I didn't rank them other than, here's my number one. This is my number one deck, which I tend to always do. My number one deck last year was the Matronia Tarot. So these are also decks that obviously are now currently in contention for my top 10 end of year decks. But do share yours in the chat as well, so we can have a look at yours, and they might match up with mine. But I'll be looking at, you know, the first impressions, what drew me to it, any favourite features, any surprises. But these have all stayed in regular use. And whilst I'm not doing a scoring, I'm going to be talking about artwork, reading experience, production quality, originality, and that revisit factor. And I think what I'll do at the end is go with, if the year was to end today, which of these would be my deck of the year? Okay. And then I'll be considering, will anything dethrone that deck by the time we get to the end of the year? Firstly, I want to tell you what the 111 decks are. Wow, there's loads of comments that hadn't scrolled down. Okay, if there's anything that I've missed, please pop it in capitals and I'll try and have a look. So 111 decks. I'm going to go pretty quick because I don't want to be here all night. I've got a lot to show you as well. So my first deck of the year this year was the Labanco Tarot, Golden Dawn Temple Tarot, the Infinite Door Tarot, Tarot de l'Incarnation, Visionary Tarot, A Grieving Tarot, the Great Parade Tarot, Tarot of the Dance of Souls, Starman Tarot Remastered, the Unifying Consciousness Tarot, 1930 Tarot de Marseille, that was the Viewmond one, Visconti Homage, Tarocco Siciliano, the Golden Dawn Magical Tarot, the Felt Tarot, Carte Fina della Torre, Dark Daughter Tarot, the Morea Tarot, Renaissance Tarot, Baroque Tarot. Shall I just stop saying tarot and just say, I think you know the tarot decks. 1909 RWS Redux, that's the Jamie Sawyer one. The Athrisian, Celtic Elemental, New Choice Tarot de Marseille, Edition 3. Tarot the Entire World, Dream Power, Dreamscapes, Itea Tarot, that's the Viewmond one. Phantom Reborn, Shadow Seer, Liberty, Dark Reflections, Fairy Tale Tarot, that's the Lamucci one. Shadow Seer, The Winding, The Purple Owl, Tarot Chimera, Light in the Dark Tarot, Gaspin Tarot, Cottage Magic, Pixies Marseille, Hidden Tales, Georgian Tensev, the Lacrimosa, Tarot Duvin, the Shaman's Tarot, Uda Picard, Obscuro, Secret Garden, Toracle of Oz, Soprafino, Marco Benedetti, Blood Moon, Robbie's Rosenwald Redux, Itea 3, the Blue Tarot. Oscuro, not Obscuro, Oscuro. So that was a rebuy because I'd trimmed one and I decided to buy it again. Tarot of Tides, Tarot of the Fairy Folk, The Shadows We Cast, La Veritable, Winter in Carolingia, Tarot's Colour, The Greenwood, Tarot of the Master, Tarot de Marseille by Daniel Martin Diaz. This might help. Now, class that as a tarot because it's a 78 card deck and I use it as a tarot. Mythweaver, Tarot du Cannula, Crystal Struck ×2, because remember I had 2 versions of that, gold and silver. RWS × TDM, Tarot de Paris, Tarot Divinatorium, Nap Hall Tarot, Lonely Planet, Frost and Jewels, Fortunate Frog, Soprafino Encanto di Oro, Pro Pop Tarot, Hadorowski Tarot, Tarot Arnu and Amphu, The Golden Dawn Tarot, Neoclassico, Star Seeker, Soul Tarot, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum Colour Me, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum 2nd edition, Cross Destinies, Luminous Flow, Stone Visconti, Curious Travels Indie, Matronoa 2nd edition, Matronoa Tableau, Yukika, Samirame Tarot Mini, The Gil Tarot Indie, Sambucus, Jean-Pierre Laurent, Jean Noblet, the Torah in the Tarot version, Derapar Tarot, Silver Witch Tarot, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy Tarot, Meraki Tarot, Metanoia 3rd edition, Le Tarot Original, Soprafino Personalized by Marco Benedetti, Pierre Madonnet Tarot, Charles 6th Tarot, Itea Tarot Anima Antica, the Decadent Tarot, the Alchemia Ori, and Crystal Keys Tarot. Whew! It's like Generation Game. Anybody remember any of them? Oh dear. So that's my tarot list of decks that have come in this year. Kate was having a glass of wine after that. I'll just take a big swig of coffee. Stone Visconti is beautiful, isn't it? Simon, at the cost of the decks, we need to have a bolt so we can pull them in there, because when you add 111 decks and if you purchase all of them, the amount that they cost is exorbitant. Yeah. Euphoric Tarot, Queer Crow Death Magic. I got that last year, but it's a brilliant deck. This year I've been buying less mass market decks and concentrating more on indie ones. Yeah. Okay. So I reckon Dark Reflections will make it onto the list along with at least one Marco deck. Well, hold that thought. So as I said, no particular order. We're going to start off with the Maria Tarot. This is just a gorgeous deck. And who would have thought, well, yes, this time last year you would have thought, because I fell in love with kind of Thoth. Or should I say I started to appreciate Thoth a lot more after the tarot exhibition in London and seeing the original paintings. But what a wonderful collection over 6 months. My total this year has been 2. But I bet they're 2 amazing decks. Hen. I just think this is a beautiful. I know there's lots of you know, like Maline's versions where they're not, they're inspired by Toth and they take on new colours. And this, I did a side-by-side next to the original Toth, and this has been done so well. It is dreamy cardstock. It's the linen, soft linen, really, really beautiful. And I actually think that I prefer this to the original Toth deck. I just think it is gorgeous, and it just immediately stood out to me just because of the beautiful, stunning artwork of this deck. David says only 3 for me. I'd like to get it, but it's very expensive. Yeah, I think I got a discount code when I bought it. I think I got it for like £75, I think. But yeah, beautiful. What's everybody else saying? But, you know, the reason why I like this is because it feels both contemporary and timeless. It's got that, you know, that freshness to it, but using the beautiful images from Lady Frida Harris and giving it this new colour palette, new lease of life. I mean, look at the death card. Look how amazing that card is. Gorgeous. Beautiful to read with. And whereas I used to say, and again, my opinion has changed, and I think we do evolve as tarot readers, tarot collectors. I used to say that the Toth left me feeling quite cold, and I struggled to connect with the artwork. This has a completely different vibe. I don't feel cold at all reading this deck. It is so beautiful, so warm. It gives me the opposite feeling. And I do think that had this deck been around and I bought this deck, I don't know, 10 years ago, I might have a completely different view on the original Lady Frida Harris art, the Aleister Crowley deck. Because I do now. This is one of my favorites. I think it is beautiful. I love the green colors. Let's try and make sure I'm capturing that without the light. It's almost 3D. It pops. It's so beautiful. But if you are, you know, into the Thoth, you'll recognize these and see how close they are, but how fresh and new they are as well. Bye, Larch. Thanks for stopping by. And it is a deck that, you know, requires you to kind of sit with the imagery a bit because they're so beautiful, so detailed. Just really, really, I mean, look at this. I'll show a few more that I really like. I love the pips in this deck. Where's the yellow one? Oh, this is gorgeous. Look, 3 of Swords. Just look how beautiful that is. Such depth to them. The Hierophant is gorgeous. I love the soft lines, the saturation of it. Yeah, Tempest, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Eight of Wands is great. Look at those colours. Yeah, so Maria Tarot is definitely a contender for my top 10 deck of the year. but will it still be there come Christmas? Adams are Blood Moon, a Lilith, both, Altered Tarot, Matronoa, Medieval Earth, Decadent, Ruin Edifice, and Shadows We Cast. Really want the Ruin Edifice. That's the one that was done in someone's back garden. They built a pond. That one? I think that's the one. Stunning artwork. Okay. Is Crystal here? Because yes, Dark Reflections has to be in there. Possibly one of my favourite decks of the last 5 years. And I feel certain, look at this bag, I've had this for a number of years. I used to keep a Marielle deck in this originally. I feel certain that this will be my end of year. Amazing deck. These are the backs, which are beautiful. It's by Lamucci. These are the sides. And this is just one of those decks that's not afraid to show the shadow side. You know, it gives you everything, warts and all. Let me move that. It's made me go blue. I don't want to be blue. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like the art style, but actually, I really, really love it. It's incredible. Cardstock is exceptional. This always reminds me of The Handmaid's Tale, the Judgment card. Yeah, and I just love how it tackles human emotions. It really gets you to think, and I've had such powerful readings with this. And like I said, these are decks that I'm showing, not necessarily released in 2026, but decks that I discovered in 2026. I think this came out a few years ago now. I'm assuming it's still in stock, but I can't be 100% sure. There's something raw about Dark Reflections. It feels like it deep dives into your soul. Yeah. Beth, this is Dark Reflections by Lamucci. It's incredible. It's such a powerful tool for self-reflection. Subdued energy here. And you know, sometimes you just need an honest conversation with tarot, don't you? This is your guy. Look at our lovers. Ten of Cups is brilliant. It's just such a great deck. I won't show them all. Five of Pentacles, I'll show you that one. So amazing. And some of the cards remind, it takes on a lot of flavors of like Tower of the Holy Light, Holy Spectrum, and one or two others that I think, oh, I kind of see where we're going with this. There's the Chariot. No, not necessarily at night. No, we have sunny cards. It's called Dark Reflections. I love the backs, that they're a cracked mirror. That's what it's supposed to, you know, a dark reflection, a black mirror cracked. There's our Devil. Just amazing. We have the Shadow card. I mean, look how creepy that is. Yes, it came out in the cards. Do reversal, do shadow work, true story. Five of Cups. I could sit and show you every card because they're all amazing. Does anybody have this? I don't see it shown very often at all. Certainly not from anybody I know in the community either. And I get it, you know, it's not going to be for everyone. A lot of people prefer lighter decks, but I think, you know, we need these kind of decks as well. The moon is brilliant. I love Dark Reflections. I use it. Ah, so Caroline's got it. Reminds me of block prints. Yeah, and I like decks that make a little bit unsettling because that's what I sit with. You know, why? Why do I feel like that? Look at the strength. Last card, I promise. And then we'll move on because I love it that much I could just end up doing a whole walkthrough again. It's absolutely beautiful. It has been in my cart for a while, says Heather. Discomfort, it's where we go sometimes. Yeah, exactly, Tammy Pie. Dark Reflections is an amazing deck. I absolutely love the artwork and it reads really well. Adam's had it for many years. It will never, ever leave my collection. Never. Yeah, such, you know, when you get those decks that are just so powerful and you're like, wow, where have you been all my life? That's one. That lives here, so you may take it back to your little home. All right, next then is a mass market deck. And another one of a darker theme, but I really love it. And that's Tarot Chimera. This is the Arcana of Odilon Redon. But it was by Natasha Rowland. Great little book as well that comes with it, you know. This is a little gem. And again, it's darker artwork. Look at the inside of the box. Came beautifully gilded, lovely linen cardstock. Is it US Games? I'll drop the book now. No, it's Wiser Books. Wiser Books. And yeah, if they're making decks to this quality, then they're really smashing it out of the park, because that's why I thought, oh, is this US Games? Because US Games have been doing some lovely linen, high quality decks at the moment. They're really giving indie creators, some are giving indie creators, not all, I'm looking at you, Llewellyn, a run for their money. But this is a great deck. I mean, you'd have to like black and white artwork. This reminds me of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I've been a little bit naughty and ordered a couple of decks from Cheryl. Oh, you just moved. Oh, for Letha. Yeah, but even though, you know, existing artwork, it really does kind of blend, how can I put it? Kind of blends, it gives it, even though it's existing artwork, it gives it a fresh feel when looking at it through the lens of the tarot. I have the Lonely Dreamer tarot, but I prefer the Chimera over it. Yeah, I've got Lonely Dreamer as well. But this one, it's done really well. Lonely Dreamer's done well. You know, I'm not going to... there's a couple of cards, a couple of images that appear in both decks, but different positions within the tarot. But it is so readable. And that's what I like about it. You know, decks have to be readable, don't they? Otherwise, they just become collection pieces, or we pass them on. I Love it. Let's pull out a couple more. I think Robin had this as well and really liked it. I have it and it's extraordinary. Yeah, and again, it's one of those decks that rewards close attention when you pull these cards, sit with the images. The courts are amazing. Here's another court card. Facial expressions are great. Look at the devil. Amazing. Nine of Pentacles, look. Let's find a couple more to finish on. Ten of Wands is brilliant. I do like Nine of Cups. So, does anybody else have this deck? What are your thoughts? See, this is a card that appears in both this one and Lonely Dreamer, but it's the Fool in this deck. Anyway, Tarot Chimera. The man seems to have a face in his belly in the Ten of Wands. Or is it just me? Oh, I don't know if I can find Ten of Wands now. It was near the end, wasn't it? Possibly. It could be shading though. It could be. Again, it's what we see in the cards, isn't it? I see what you're saying. It looks like there's two eyes. I don't think it is. I think it's, you know, like his pecs and then his, what do they call that, trail and the belly button. But again, it's in shadow, and shadows play tricks with your eyes, don't they? I love this deck, says Marilyn. Great to work with. I like that it is a humorous twist in some cards. Yeah, I need to put this in the shop and get one for myself, says Kathy. Yeah, it's great, Kathy. It's really, really good. And as I said, it's got a really, really good book as well, which I really enjoyed. And I'm not a reader, so it has to be good for me. Put the lid on upside down. It's going to book me. All right, so that's that one. Number 4. What do they call that trail? What do they call it? I can't think. Is it Glory Trail or something like that? Or Pleasure Trail? I can't even remember. I'm sure you know, Chris. I've got to mention the Nat Paul Tarot. Now, as you probably remember, I do have... ooh, nearly knocked off one of the ghosts. I do have the this version from the Philosophical Society, but the cardstock was shocking. Paper, basically, and it was £100, $100, discounted to 75, but even so, Glory Trail, Happy Trail, Happy Trail. I don't know. Stop it, you lot. Just stop. I'm trying to be all serious YouTuber here. like I've ever been a serious YouTuber. Yeah, and Will had a copy that he just stumbled across in a charity shop. Can you believe the fortune of some people? But agreed to trade it for me for some Robert M. Place decks. So I was able to get one on a really nice US Games. It was US Games, this one, wasn't it? Yeah, US Games, older US Games cardstock. And this uses a lot of the Uda Picard system. I'd say Happy Trail. Simon's getting mixed up with Glory Holes. Piss off. Chris, oh no, he's the expert. Who's saying that, Adam? Once Upon a Time is a tarot deck I've never used because the cardstock is literally like paper. It really just put you off, doesn't it? But I really wanted these, and I mean, I'm still hoping to get the Philosophical Society's earlier edition in a larger blue box, because I think the cards are a bit bigger. These are like a bridge size, which, you know, so are they. But I'm sure there was a blue box edition that came out around 2018. And I think every so many years, Philosophical Society, who own this, because Knapp and Hall founded the Philosophical Society, Research Society, bring out a different version. So we will see. That deck is very scary. I'm not sure. It won't be this one, because this one is beautiful and painterly and gorgeous. Yeah, so I was absolutely thrilled to get this. I messaged Sandra. I was like, guess what? Sun and Lovers is beautiful as well. So Nat Paul is one of my favourite acquisitions of 2026. Will says, and I was thrilled. You really outdid yourself on that trade, Simon. I just wanted this so much, and I was like, what would I be prepared to let go of to be able to get it? You know, and I've been really lucky, because in the last 2 or 3 years, I've been able to get a lot of my unicorn decks that I never thought I would get. And usually it's because of really, really kind people in the community who are just amazing, either through gifting or trading, or, you know, Sandra a couple of times has been able to get some decks that, I mean, I remember right back when I first met Sandra, he was able to get me, I think it was for my birthday, the International Icons Tarot. Do you remember that? And I was like, how have you managed this? I've been after it for however long. I still keep it in a little wooden box. Yes, and I was like, what? I know. Yeah, so a beautiful deck, and thank you again, Will, for making it happen. Such a deck of historical elegance as well. And it just has that way of balancing beauty and symbolism, and an exceptional reader. Yes, I do remember it. I love that a young Hall collaborated with a much older Knapp to create this deck. It is a treasure. Yeah, I agree, Michael. I didn't ever think I'd get a copy of Blood Moon Indie brand new in a plastic till this year. Yeah, I've got the Indie and the mass. Let's pop that back there. The colour palette is very sophisticated. It is. It is. Talking of colours and palettes, the Blue Tarot. This is a serious contender for end of the year. I mean, I can't remember when I got the first cards. I can't remember if it was back end of the year or beginning of this year. But this came about 2 months ago. And if you've not seen it yet, do check out the Oracle. Because I have the Oracle version as well, which has more, it's more red incorporated into the blue deck. But this deck is just exquisite on every level. It's in rose petal finish, which has this lovely texture, silver gilding for embellishments, but it is very powerful. Such a great deck. And the moment that I opened this deck, I think she sent me 35 cards when she was about to go live with the Kickstarter. Oh, and the Oracle, if you go to Kickstarter, there's a notify me button. So click on that if you want to be notified when the Oracle goes live, which will be its companion deck. Just incredible. It looks stunning, honestly. Seriously, I've only had this in the lighter evenings, but I know that in the winter as well, when I've got candles lit, this is just going to... And as you know, she put in the extra Hermit card as a thank you to the channel, my channel, and for everybody who, when I showed the cards prior to the Kickstarter, she was blown away. She said she was awake all night with ping, ping, ping people back in. So she did the extra Hermit card and allowed you guys to say, I've backed it because of the Hermit's Cave, and then she included that additional card. So for me, that's a significator card within the deck, because why won't it be? But yeah, it is just so gorgeous. Beautiful energy, beautiful reader. And the moment I opened it, I was just completely captivated by it. You asked for a Hermit card but didn't get it? Really? It's not just blue, it's cerulean blue. Yeah. Oh, you should have... Did you message her and say? I'm sure she's so lovely. Katerina is one of the nicest people to communicate with. She's like Valentina De Luca for that. Just really lovely to work with and talk to. I'm sure she would have sorted it out. But yeah, it has a really distinctive vibe and feeling to it. It's very calming when I work with this deck. Incredibly reflective. Hi, Thace. The box arrived shattered to bits. Oh no. Oh yes. Well, she was going to send me the box, and then she said, Simon, I'm not going to send the box because it's breaking. It's not traveling well overseas. So she didn't, but she sent me the original painting of that Hermit card. She sent me the original framed in this non-reflective glass. I'm looking at it now because it's on my wall. I think I showed you guys it anyway, but yeah. But this deck, deeply engaging, absolutely deeply engaging. Is the Blue Tarot still available to purchase somewhere? Probably on her website. If you go to her website or Google Blue Tarot. Yeah, I mean, I like the box because the box is in rose petal as well. So I think out of all boxes, it's one of the, all top boxes, I should say, it's one of the better ones. Trying to think if, because I keep it in a bag now, I don't know if it's to hand the box. I don't want to go rooting for it unless you guys can see it and I'm just not looking at it properly. I thought it was around this cubicle, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's here right in front of me. yeah, so it's a nice, it's the same, it's rose petal. It's a nice sturdy talk box. And then this is the blue oracle as well. But that video went up this week if you haven't checked it out yet and you want to have a look at it before being notified on the Kickstarter. Yeah, and it came with a beautiful book, and she even included that Hermit image in the book, which I thought was lovely, because everybody else that got the book who didn't get that be like, what's this card? I mean, look at the star. So beautiful. Look at the sky. I love everything about it. Stunning. And she's in Ukraine. This deck was put together during time of war. She needed something to focus on. These two cards kind of give you a hint what it looks like with a few touches of red, and that's more prevalent in the oracle. Look at her face. Isn't it beautiful? So blue tarot has to be a contender. I can't imagine anything taking its place. Okay, so excuse me, pop that in its little place where it lives. Next, this deck is another beauty. I keep it in a beautiful pouch made by the lovely Judy, and this is the shadows we cast. These are the backs. Again, another deck that I wasn't expecting to have such a deep resonance with. It's absolutely beautiful. It's part of the Starseeker range, but there's just such beauty to this. Look at that. That looks like opalite, or it's like a beautiful crystal cave, isn't it? And it really does, you know, take you on a journey of personal growth through shadow work. And I've realised this year that I am really drawn to a lot of darker themed decks. I mean, I like a balance in my collection, but images like this just seem to hit a chord with me. Maybe I just see myself as a bit of a solitary person, and this deck gives me that vibe. Look at death. Amazing. But it's a gentle one. It encourages, you know, to explore your self-worth without any sort of judgment. Love this Eight of Wands. And it helps with challenging themes in a sort of more thoughtful and compassionate way. It's beautiful, this one. You got this, didn't you, Sandra? What a deck, an out the blue surprise heavyweight contender in many people's end of year deck list. You think it will? I think it will. Even the Fool card, look how beautiful that is. Knight of Pentacles. I love the Five of Pentacles going through the snow and for shelter, look, from the in the trees. I love this deck as well. The Hierophant. This reminds me of St. Michael's Tower at the Tour. Kind of reminds me a little bit of is it Blood Moon? A nod to Major Oak. It's just beautiful. Really beautiful, powerful deck. So, yes, I have it. The creative jump from this creator, Starseeker. Yeah, and then Cheryl sent me the Starseeker afterwards as a gift. Because she knew I liked this one so much, which was really nice. It is deep visually. Okay, now you might be surprised by the next one, because as you know, I don't really do majors only, but this deck, I am living in hope that it will become a full deck. I'm putting it out there, and if I keep putting it out there, it might happen. This is Tarot du Cannula by Patrick Valenza. 22 major arcana, and as I mentioned before, his Trionfi della Luna was also a majors only deck originally, and also wrapped in paper. And I'm like, we put enough pressure on him. Okay, yeah, Hen, I think Shadows We Cast would be a deck that's right up your street. Knowing you and your background, I think Shadows We Cast, it would be a very, very much a deck you'd love and appreciate. So this is a kind of a folly. It's based on old Marseille decks, but this isn't it. This is just an extra little card that comes with it. 2026 Deviant Moon. There's also Sister Josephine from Cabinet of Curiosities, which I've got the original from that, from like, I think I got that 10 years ago, 2016. My version of Cabinet of Curiosities. I know he brought out a new did I say it wrong, Chris? I thought you had Starseeker. I do. Cheryl sent it. Have you talked to Patrick about it? No, I didn't. Well, it's not that I didn't. I just don't want to put pressure on him and be like, are you going to do it? But Tarot du Cannula, 1749. Again, it's a folly. It's not from 1749, but it's amazing. I love it. I love the art style. It's great. And at first I wasn't going to get it because I'm like, I don't really read with majors only decks, but this one is just done so well. And I love that because Patrick started out with like Deviant Moon and, you know, his very recognizable art style. I mean, I even have his art tattooed on my body. And then he started bringing out, he would buy old vintage decks, historic decks. He would buy them and then scan them and sell them as facsimiles. And you can tell that he's very much inspired now because he can draw and create art in exactly the same way as these historic decks. Look at that. Just beautiful. Yeah, so it shows his artistic talents, his creativity, but also his love for historic decks. I think it's playful and clever. I love this Hermit card. Yeah, same Jonathan, hoping for miners to be added too. Can you imagine how amazing it would be? Especially if you did the miners a little bit different to Marseille. You know, if you did something like the Metelli or something like that, where they're not necessarily configured like Marseille decks. Look at this devil. Isn't it brilliant? The tower. I love that the water is pouring down here from the heavens. Brilliant moon card. And look at this. We have the devil and an angel. An angel and a fallen angel, you might say. And I'm taking this one with me. And this is what I mean about its playfulness. But this deck just brought something completely unexpected to the table, and really, really like it. I like it a lot. Where did I put those additional cards? Have I put them back already? No. Try and keep it all together. I'm worried as well about the paper tearing. Okay, let's pop these in at the back. He's always shown a sense of humour. Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes an irreverence as well, but done in such a good way. Okay, we just talked about decks that, you know, stray away a little bit from, and I've just noticed the time, so I'm going to pick up speed a little bit. Stray away from traditional kind of pips. This one, I was so glad. Over the years, I've wanted to get a version of Tarot de Paris, and this one is done by Moonlight Tarot, and it's done on the most beautiful cardstock. It's like art card, really gorgeous. But as you can see, it has very different configurations for like our clubs. I love the colours. The colours are beautiful. I may do a kind of VR to this, but will include oracles as well. Okay. I do struggle to see which is the right way up and with some of them, but that's fine. You can tell when you've got a title on them. A bro response. But look how great they are. So, and it's clean. A lot of the, sometimes the anonymous Tarot of Paris, Tarot de Paris, they are the ones I've seen. And I know a lot of people like the murkier, muddier kind of images, facsimile images, but I love the fact that this has been cleaned up. And Gergely, who is the creator, has a very distinctive style. In terms of his characters are quite cartoonish, but he hasn't done that here. Gergely Bagamuri is his name, and he's just you know, taken the images, cleaned them up, and just made them really accessible. And I love it. It's such a good deck. That made me laugh. Brotherly response. Yeah, so it's steeped in tradition, but it has that vibrancy and it's really engaging. But you can see the detailing beautifully. And there's such a richness to it. I love how it has the effect of the Rivoltini. It's not, but you know, you can imagine it being like that historically. Or I could just do tarot decks, I guess. I mean, people now do tend to, when people create tags, a lot of people now do their own versions, or because they might say it's inspired by, or I hear people say, I'm going to cheat and I'm going to do it differently, which is absolutely fine. There's no rights or wrongs, is there? And this isn't even a tag I'm doing, but a VR isn't always to a tag. People think that unless it's a tag, they can't do a VR, and they can. A VR is just a video response. Case in point, Kelly Bay years ago just did a video once talking about, very much in the early days of TarotTube, if your house is on fire, if my house is on fire, these are the 5 decks I'd take with me. And that became huge. Everybody did a VR, and it wasn't even intended to be. But, you know, that's what a VR is. Just doing a response to something you've seen, and it's inspired you. Love that death card. Just now, an 82-year-old woman in a shop told me a story about being bitten by a baby possum and asked for a possum sticker free. So I gave her one, why not? And then she gave us tiny rubber ducks. Why not? That's cool. I love this wrap as well. This is one of Kelly's designs, talking to Kelly Bear, where you can lay it down, lay your cards on it, but you can fold it up as well. So if decks are a bit of an unusual shape, or like this, at sharp corners, and you struggle with bags, wraps up beautifully. So yeah, gorgeous deck, love it. Pop that there. So what's next then? Okay, so next, the deck that blew me away. This isn't a new deck, but this is a very recent deck, and it was a gift. And I can't remember now if the lovely person gave me permission to share their name or not. But if you're here, because I think you were earlier, then, and you want to say, then do say. But as you know, I love the Curious Travels, and the Curious Travels indie version was sent to me as a gift. And this is on, I never knew. When I opened it up, I went, oh my God, it's Rose Petal. I never knew that the indie was Rose Petal version. They're smaller, there's less border. The gold is a paint, a metallic paint, rather than kind of like the cold stamping. And it's just a gorgeous deck. I love it. So I had to include this because this made the top 10 decks. It might have even been the winner, the #1 spot, a couple of years back when I first got it, when US Games did the mass market release. But this has just knocked that off the spot. This is the 79th card, the Travelers. This one is speaking to me. It is beautiful. Really amazing. Got no glare or anything. Like, I don't have to worry about the position I'm holding it in like with the other decks, because that's the one thing about this nice rose petal finish is there's no, you get no glares. I adore this deck. Simon, I highly recommend the Medieval Feathers Tarot. The artwork is exquisite. I have it, Vicky. It's by Alejandro Rozan, isn't it? Yeah, I have it. I like it. I just, I said before as well, I just wish there was a version without the feathers. I know that's the whole point, but the artwork behind it is incredible. I just started to get a bit put off with the feathers being on every card. Yeah, I just love it. Beautiful. Look at the moon card with the crustacean front and center. And because, you know, Curious Travels, it's just got that wonderful sense of adventure to it and playfulness, storytelling running throughout. This is the one for me. It's a top-notch reader, says Tammy Pie. Sandra loves it for the feathers. Tempest is falling in love with this deck. Yeah, and every card just feels like you're taking a glimpse into a further journey. Look at that. Which just makes it a joy to explore. Look at these colours. They're soft and muted and just beautiful. Got it. Let's finish with the lovers because that's gorgeous, isn't it? So yeah, Curious Travels indie version. See why it's so hard? How on earth am I at the end of the year going to choose just 10 decks? How? How's that going to be possible? I have no idea. All right, next one is a recent deck, but wow. Yukika. The Yukika Tarot is something else. Stasia Burrington, who gave us the Sassorabito. This beautiful bag is done by Bella, who is the partner of Jack from Jack Greenwood Tarot. So honoured when he said he was going to gift me this. Because, I mean, these are the backs, the cards, which are gorgeous. And the colour match is just brilliant. And the Japanese theme, just amazing. I dropped the book. The gilding on this is exquisite. It's pink. It's a very, very soft pink. It's hard to kind of show it properly on because it's got the iridescent, so with having a ring light. But hopefully you're picking up the beautiful soft baby pink. Everything about this is just beautiful. That all aside, the artwork is just gorgeous. The dreamiest cardstock. It's like holding butter. Look at this death card. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? And the whole deck is just filled with warmth and charm and emotion. Beautiful, gentle, soft colour palettes, warm. But despite its kind of gentle appearance, it really does give you insightful, really insightful readings and a surprising amount of depth. Love this one so much. My other deck's getting jealous. And that's exactly how I see it. You know, when you get a deck that you love and you can't put down, and then you think, oh, but I promised to work with you for this month. Look at that. Yukika feels like a natural sequel or evolution from Sassorabito, leaning more towards ancestral energies. I have this Yukika deck. It is stunning. Charm is a great word for this one. Yeah, it's just beautiful. This is a standout deck already. I do want to work. I want to work in depth with it. At the moment, because of all the amazing decks that's come in recently, I've been torn. But this is one that I'm determined to just spend quite a bit of time with. On my wish list. Sometimes these softer decks are more confronting for me than shadow decks. Yeah, I get that. It's just so beautiful. Oh, look at this as well. Ace of Stones. I mean, look. And you look at an image like that and you can totally understand what Emma's just said. Alrighty, this makes 2 correct guesses. Also, totes agree. You guessed this one, did you, Tammy? What was your second guess? Again, I won't show all the cards because it's not a walkthrough, but there's just some amazing images in this. It's got such a... I feel like this... Because I've been handling it, it's soft and buttery. It's almost like you can feel it on your fingers afterwards. I think this is her best work. I mean, we all love Sassorabito, but this is another level for me. Look at the devil. Curious Travellers. Okay. I didn't know if people would guess that one with it being an older deck. I love the Justice card. Look at this. Anyway, I'll end up showing them all because it blows my mind. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show is a very old deck, but came to me kind of in 2 halves, if that makes sense. Yeah, she leveled up. Absolutely, she did. Metronome is coming. I feel it. I feel it. Feel it in my fingers. So, again, I don't know if I've got permission to share, but I did a Hermit shelf of this deck, and just happened to mention that, you know, I'd seen the original and it had gone out of print, then they brought it back, and I got 2 copies because I was so excited. And firstly, someone sent me the book, which I was like, oh my gosh, there's a book. And then very recently, and I think this person's in the live, so if you want to say who you are, then feel free, but I never know whether I should or not, because some people say to me, yeah, absolutely, mention me, and then some say, I'd rather you didn't. And then a few months later, after I've done the walkthroughs, I'm like, did they give me permission or not? So I never like to say it in case they didn't. But I got the original, and this deck, I mean, I haven't used this deck yet because it's like the original and I've got the new one, but I keep it with the original book. But I shall. But it's very new to me, but I wanted to mention it as a standout deck because I was so blown away by that person's kindness. Both the 2 people who contributed, you know, the book and the deck. And if you only get the 2nd edition, you're not losing anything, because the 2nd edition, also by US Games, is just as good, you know. The card stock is a little bit different, but nothing nothing major. Wonderful Jazzy. Is Jazzy here still? Yeah, she is. That's fine. I didn't want to say, but yeah, lovely Jasmine sent me this, and Eldana sent me the book. I'm sure Eldana said it was okay to mention at the time. And look at that death card. And the devil is amazing. It is based on the Thoth, so you will see sort of references to that. And then when we get to the minors, we do have keywords on them. I love it. Beautiful colours. And look at the courts. This deck is just one of the most amazing decks. And you know what? And I still see it now. And somebody said, no, look at the image again, Simon. I always thought this was a bleeding heart, you know, because the Three of Swords, sorrow, I thought that was a heart with a valve, but it's somebody in a position. And it wasn't until they said it, I was like, oh yes, I've always seen that as a bleeding heart, because my brain goes to RWS. And so look at the despair card. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There are some decks that come into your collection and you just fall in love instantly with. I should perhaps do a side-by-side against the Thoth or the Morea. I never thought I'd like the girl, then I finally got it and I love it. Yeah. The beautiful, look at that. Oh, how queen look. Gorgeous. Anyway, yeah. So thank you, Jasmine. Really appreciate it. Always will. Oh, is Niels here? Hi, Niels. Nice to see you. I am actually wrapping. I'm 10 minutes over time, but we were talking about different things at the beginning, and I knew showing 15 decks might be a little bit ambitious to try and get in the time that I've got. But are people still with me? I think so. How many people are here? Scroll down. 116. Yeah, if people have got to go, I totally get that. But we've only got 4 left. So next, I'll go a little bit quicker. One of my latest, but obsessed with this. Again, the lovely Judy sent me this week. Oh, beautiful. Because last Saturday, if you remember, I was saying I wanted to get I got a bag, but it wouldn't draw at the top. And she just put in the chat, I'll send you one, because that's the sort of person she is. And she sent me 2. And this one was the one that fit. But this deck is brilliant. This is Lataro Original, and it's by Mini Marquee, and it is amazing. These are the backs. It is huge. It's got this beautiful gold gilding on it. This is one of the courts. We have batons. Look at the force. It is gorgeous deck, absolutely beautiful. She does make amazing bags. There's such good quality. Here's our Ace of Swords. The beautiful matte cardstock. The Moon. And look at our purpose. The tower. Amazing deck. Absolutely love it. Let's finish with the Hermit. Oh, well, I haven't shown any coins or cups either, have I? Let's... And the Death card. I love the Death card. Oh, here's a cups. Here's 3 of cups. And the Ace of coins. Amazing deck. And I know people would struggle with it. A few people have said, oh, I hope they bring out a smaller version, and I'm sure they will. Okay, so talking of smaller versions, you knew it would come in. Matronoa came out this year with a 2nd edition and a tableau edition, and I'm loving this tableau size. It's still a fairly large deck. I've got huge hands, and you know, but it is more manageable. I'm not going to spend too long showing this deck because you just know how beautiful this deck is. It was my #1 last year. I think it is the most beautiful pip deck in existence. Modern pip Italian deck. The best Marseille deck ever. Yeah, so I'm not the only one who thinks it. And Valentina De Luca is a genius. Talent like I could only dream of. Whatever you do, don't roll over it. Oh, that would be a nightmare. I mean, look at the detailing. That Ace of Cups. Oh, just incredible. Incredible deck. Beautiful. So there's that. And then I also wanted to mention, out of all Marseille decks, the one that I really enjoy, I think the most, is the Pierre Madnay. Love this. This is a Marco Benedetti version. Gorgeous colours, gorgeous cardstock. And it's one of those really important pivotal decks in the Marseille tradition. And it's remained influential centuries later, but I love his colours. The reds, they're just beautiful. So I think this is possibly, in terms of kind of like, if you can say bog standard for a Marseille deck, but then it's this one. It's just beautiful. Oh, grab that. And then obviously, while we're talking to Marco Benedetti, I have to mention the Soprafino, the one that was made and he put my name on it. This is I've got one in the bag which I keep over there, which, because there's two. There's the original one that I got, and then the one he personalized to me. So this one has never been used yet, but this deck is the most beautiful version of any Soprafino that I've got. My first one was by Il Meneghello, and then obviously the Ancient Italian, of which this is, because it's the Mondo Brothers version, which came later. But the artwork and the detailing in this is exquisite. I showed this to Tammy Pie when we met up in York. Because seeing is believing with the naked eye. They feel amazing. The cardstock for this deck is just incredible. I might get that Marco Benedetti. I would highly recommend this. 60 euros, but just incredible what is done. And it's very bright in here because of the light. It's more rich in real life than what's coming out on camera. Everything Marco puts out is incredible, I agree. And I'll just show you some of the beautiful detailing in the miners. Look at that. So intricate and stunning. Let me show you. Gorgeous. Amazing. So had to mention that because that is a deck that was released this year. It was part of his spring collection, and when I heard he was bringing out a Soprafino, knowing how Marco is a master of as an artisan deck creator, I just had to get it and don't regret it at all. One is in a bag and is with me at all times. So, Sandra, you'll see it when we go to Glastonbury. Right, so, what is left to show? Two left to show. Another one by Gergely is this one. I just love this. So this is a mashup deck, and it's called the RWS times or by TDM, depending on how you're doing the X. And when I said about a little bit cartoony, you'll see what I mean. But he's the guy that's just done that I showed you, the Tarot de Paris. But he's taken Pix's kind of coloration and given us a pip deck. So it's based on Pix's art. It's a lovely little bridge-sized deck, but then uses the colours from the RWS to give us pips. And it's lovely matte cardstock. It's really nice. That's teasing. So excited, the box from Italy has just arrived for us. The box from Italy. The box from Italy. I'm going to be racking my brains now. Anyway, this is a standout deck. I love it. I love it. And I've carried this around with me as well. And the last one is one I picked up recently in nearby shop, which I got a bag for from Solstice Creations. Well, it's a wrap rather than a bag. It does pick up all the bits though, because it's like that velveteen. And this is the crystal keys. This is the wrap, which is lovely. And I got it because of the colours for this. This is mass market. You can pick it up in any shops. But what it does is, because I'm kind of about crystal decks. It's got the suits on the back, look. This black cloudy sky. It takes on the colour form of the crystal. But gives you this most amazing artwork. Look at that for Gaia. Isn't that beautiful? The Empress. And it will tell you at the bottom the crystal chrysocolla. So it's not, you know, here's the Empress and we've got a picture of a stone. It's taken on that colour palette, look. Again, beautiful matte cardstock, really well done. In fact, who is it by? Is this Wiser as well? Yeah, this is Wiser as well. They're really bringing out some amazing, amazing decks. Quality is exceptional. Crystal Trees Tarot is one of the few decks that nail a fusion of tarot and crystals. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better, Adam. Really beautiful. Again, I guess you have to like pip decks because it is a pip deck. Look at Temperance. The Moon. Black Moonstone. Look at that. Four of Wands. Judgment, look. That egg. Death. It's incredible. Look at the Ten of Wands. Eight of Swords. Bumblebee Jasper, look. Yeah, so it's just a really, really beautiful deck. We'll finish on my favourite crystal, which is malachite. Look at that. Gorgeous. I'm surprised I haven't seen this until now. Yeah. Great deck. So, that's it. That's my my 15 decks. How hard is it going to be for me for the end of the year if 111 decks, probably more, I've done 111 walkthroughs since the 1st of January, just on tarot alone. And at the end of the year, I've got to choose 10. Feel my pain. But how fortunate am I that I've got some incredible decks. I never take it for granted. Yeah, so thank you for staying a little bit later. I better pull a tile, hadn't I? I appreciate it's longer than what I'm usually on for, but we had a lot to get through. So our card of the week in the Hermit's Cave. Let's make it a good one. We have the Fool. Wow, that's perfect for Letha, isn't it? We're midsummer. Let's be ready to jump into anything. Let's embrace the moment this week, whatever comes our way. Let's embrace it with a sense of adventure, a sense of curiosity. Let's be spontaneous and carefree, but be mindful as well that while we're doing all that, we are aware of the moment we're in, to fully embrace, to fully enjoy. To be spontaneous is great, but let's be aware. Let's drink it all in. Let's enjoy the moment. Let's live in the moment. But let's go forward this week with a sense of adventure and a childlike spirit. All right, thank you for being here, everyone. Lovely to hang out with you all. I won't be here next Saturday because I'm at the seaside, as I mentioned, but we'll be back in 2 weeks and it will be Spotlight in 2 weeks' time. So hopefully you'll be able to join Cheryl and I then. And until then, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.